Hello and welcome everyone to this YouTube video. Today I'm going to talk about how to breed a Pokemon from just being caught in the wild to being a competitive Pokemon from scratch. So this consists of 4 steps for me. Step 1 is preparation, step 2 is breeding the egg move, step 3 the nature, step 4 is breeding for the IVs. So that is the short form of this video. If you already know all those steps, you don't need to see the rest of the videos, but if you are new to breeding competitively or you just need to know how to do certain things, just follow the video. I will come to that soon. I'm also doing this video because I get a lot of questions on stream. If you don't know that already, I am also streaming on Twitch. I will link that. I will link my channel in the description below. And also, if you need to see this guide in a written form somewhere, I will put a written form on my Discord channel. The Discord link will also be in the description below. So if you want to join, feel free to do so. Or if you want to join on stream, do that as well. Step 1, preparation. You need 2 items. You need to make sure you have the abilities available that you need, and you need at least 1 Ditto. I would prefer multiple Dittos, but that will come later. So the first item that you want is the Destiny Knot. You get the Destiny Knot here in Hammerlock. In Hammerlock is this BP shop. The battle points you have access to after defeating the game. In the battle tower, if you win matches in the battle tower, you get BP. And you need to finish the game and also battle in the battle tower some battles, to also have access to the IV checker, because it does not make sense to breed for perfect competitive Pokemon if you cannot check the IVs. So make sure you have that also done. I did not list that as a part of the guide, but you know, it's just defeat the game first. So item 1 is Destiny Knot. Destiny Knot will be the one passing the one that is necessary to pass down the IVs that you want. And the second item you want is the Everstone. The Everstone you get from the Digging Duo. If you don't know where they are in Bridgefield, in the wild area, close to the nursery. So yes, you can just fly there if you have been there already. Fly here to the nursery and go here to the Digging Duo. The right person from the 2 is the one that most likely gives you a Everstone. It's not rare at all. If you let him dig like 2 or 3 times, you will most likely get one. You will also get a lot of other stuff, which is helpful. If I don't get an Everstone now, I will stop. I was just curious if I get one. I get some fossils as well, so that is helpful. I did not get an Everstone this time, but I did get a lot of them before, so it does not cost a lot, like 2000 watts maximum, I believe. You will have to spend on this to get one of the Everstones, and if you already got your fossils, then you most likely also have your Everstone already, or multiple, just as I have 7 of them. The Everstone is the one that will pass down the nature of your Pokemon, so that is very important as well, to have the right nature. Then the next thing you want is to have Dittos, or at least 1 Ditto, and that is this little Ditto here, the 6 IV Ditto. I would recommend getting a 6 IV Ditto. You can breed with multiple Dittos if you don't have a 6 IV one. but that just costs a lot of effort and time that is not necessary to put into this, because the 6 IV Dittos are really easy to get, at least in my opinion, and in comparison to previous games, the 6 IV Dittos are really easy to get. If you are not able to get one on your own, just go to a trading platform somewhere and ask for a 6 IV Ditto. You will find someone that gives you a 6 IV Ditto pretty soon. I just gave a Master Ball for it, so I didn't need my Master Ball, so I was like, okay, sure, you have my Master Ball and I get my 6 IV Ditto, which sets me up for the rest of my breeding career in Sword and Shield. So get the 6 IV Ditto. Also, I have a lot of other Dittos here with all the different natures. If you don't know what natures do, is basically you see always one red and one blue stat. The red stat is going to be increased by 10% and the blue stat is going to be decreased by 10%. Now you might ask, why would you decrease a stat by 10%? Why not just have a nature that just does nothing? Because you do have that. Here, for example, this Ditto has a nature that does not increase or decrease any stat, because it is a nature that would increase and decrease the same stat, so that equals to 0 again, and does not do anything. But you don't want this. You want always a nature that complements one and yeah, makes one other stat bad. So because most of your Pokemon will be either special attacking or physically attacking, it's very rare and almost never used that you have a Pokemon with both physical and special moves. This is also why competitive breeding is a bit easier than most people think. You only need 5 of the 6 IVs to be best. The one attacking stat that you're not using, you don't need to have it best. For Milotic, that was the example that I'm using in this video, you don't need the attack stat to be best. This one happens to have a best one, and this one is not perfect yet. That's just an example Milotic that I took out of my boxes. So yeah, you want a nature, for example, for a physical attacker, you always want a nature that decreases the special attack. For a physical attack, for a special attacker, you want a nature that decreases your physical attack, because you don't need those stats. And then whatever you want, if it's a defensive Pokemon, maybe you want the defense to be increased. If it's an offensive Pokemon, you want the attack stat, or maybe the speed stat to be increased, or the special defense to be increased. So yeah, there are a lot of options. However you want your Pokemon, that's it. And yes, step 2, well, that is step 1. You get the Dittos with the natures, you get the items, Everstone and Destiny Knot, and you get the 6 IV Ditto. That is more just preparation. Also, what you have to keep in mind, if you need a hidden ability, hidden abilities can only be passed on from parents that have the hidden ability. So if I wanted a Charizard with solar power, this one would never pass down solar power. I would only get Charizards with Blaze if I breed with this Charizard. So that's also kinda part of step 1. If you need the hidden ability, make sure you have parents with the hidden ability. Step 2 now is egg moves, and that is why I have my Milotic and my Charizard here. Pokemon do have egg groups. You can look them up in probably all the websites that have something to do with competitive Pokemon. You can look up the egg groups. For this example, I was picking Charizard and Milotic. They are both in the egg group Dragon, and I wanted to have Dragon Breath on my Milotic and how you do that is just you have the Charizard with Dragon Breath to be the male Pokemon, and then you have a female Melodic. Because if you breed with two Pokemon and like two different Pokemon and not a Ditto, the eggs that will hatch will always be the female one, never the male one. So if I breed with those two Pokemon right here, I will never get Charmanders, I will only get Feebasses. And what I wanted, right, was the Dragon Breath, and then I put those two without any items, just like that, in the nursery, and the Feebas that I get will be looking like this. I will always get Dragon Breath Feebas if I put those two in the nursery. The male parent does need to have the egg move. Like, you cannot put a Charizard in there that does not have Dragon Breath and expect the Feebas to have Dragon Breath. That doesn't work. The parent needs to have the move. Alright, so that was step 2. Pretty easy so far. Just put two Pokemon and make sure the one that you want is the female. Then step 3 is the nature. We already talked about what natures are. Now we talk about how to pass them down. That is by putting the Everstone on the Pokemon with the correct nature. For example, on Milotic, I do not want a speed increasing and defense decreasing nature. I want one that probably looks like this. Defense increase and attack decrease. Again, Milotic's special attacker, so I don't care for the attack stat. That's why we pick a nature that decreases the attack stat. That one right here will be bold. Yeah, you can check the nature here. Pokemon is pretty bold by nature, and then you can also check just by looking at which stat is red, which stat is blue, what nature you have and what you want. So if I put the Everstone on here and put this Ditto with my Feebas with Dragon Breath, I will have an egg that has Feebas in it with Dragon Breath and the bold nature. You only need one egg for step 2 for the egg move, and for step 3 for the nature. For both of them you only need one egg, because it's 100% guaranteed that you will have that will get what you want. So now we have our Feebas that is bold, that is with Dragon Breath, and then we need our good Ditto. So now what we want is we take the second item, the Destiny Knot, we put it on the Ditto with the 6 IVs, and we put the Everstone on the Feebas. That will guarantee the Feebases to be also bold again, so like the nature will be passed on all the time, 100%, and the Destiny Knot will make sure that 5 of the stats from the parents will pass down to the eggs. So in this case, for example, the Feebas would have 2 best IVs and the Ditto has 6. So that makes 8 in total, makes 4 that are not perfect. So the chance of getting good IVs is pretty high already. That's why you want a 6 IV Ditto. In the best case scenario, all the stats on this Feebas that are not perfect are coming from the Ditto in the eggs, and then you will be set for having a perfect Feebas already. Most likely you will get something like this, which has 4 best IVs or 3 or something. If you're lucky you get maybe 5. And then let's say you have this as a Feebas, not a Milotic. You have this as a Feebas, and then you just change the parents. You take this Feebas out of the nursery, you put this Feebas into the nursery, and then you continue breeding until you get the one with HP, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed in this case best attack, you don't care for it. If you get a 6 IV one, well, that's lucky you. If not, you don't need the attack stat. Don't bother hunting for 6 IV because you don't need it on Milotic. Yeah, right. We're always in this video talking about Milotic. And that is basically step 4. And then you're done. When you have that, when you have followed all the steps, you always put the Everstone on the Pokemon with the nature that you want, and you put the Destiny Knot on the other one, and you have that good Ditto, then you will have your Pokemon in no time. This already took 15 minutes to explain, or 16 minutes to explain. If I would have done the whole breeding process, that would have taken me like another 30 minutes or something. But yeah, that's why I chose to just explain it and not do the breeding, because that would just be too long. Again, if you want to read this little guide in written form, that will be posted on the Discord server. I will post Discord and Twitch in the description below. Maybe I will see you guys somewhere over there, or in the next video, or in the comment section below if you have any further questions, or if you have not gotten what I was trying to explain, just feel free to ask. But for now I will end this video because I feel like I have explained everything that I wanted to explain. Yeah, see you next time. Until then, have a good one. See ya.